Hello my dear children, welcome all of you to අපේ ගණිත පාසල. Please subscribe and press the bell button to get our latest videos. Today I am going to teach you ratios, 16th level of your textbook. By studying this lesson, you will be able to represent the ratio as a fraction. Determine continued ratios and solve problems involving continued ratios. What is a ratio? A ratio is a numerical relationship between two or more quantities which are measured in the same unit. In the same unit means here the unit should be equal. Can you see in this example, cement, sand and gravel are measured by using the pan in the same size. All the pans are in the same size. So all the pans are in the same size. That means we can consider here the unit is same. And in another, if we consider another example, if there are two quantities measured by meters and centimeters, then we can't compare. First, what we have to do is convert them into equal units. If both are in meters and centimeters, then you have to convert both into meters or both into centimeters. You have to convert them into same unit. Otherwise, you can't write that as a ratio. Ratio is a numerical relationship. That means when you write a ratio, no need to write the units. Don't write the units in the ratio. Just write the numbers only. Just write the numbers only. Don't put the units in the ratio. But units should be equal. And normally we keep the ratio in the simplest form. Here cement 1 pan, sand 3 pans, gravel 4 pans. So what is the ratio? 1 to, we can write the ratio as 1 to 3 to 4. This numerical relationship is a ratio. In the ratio we don't write the units. We have to keep the ratio in the simplest form. And before writing the ratio, we have to check whether units are same or not. Now we learn how to represent a ratio as a fraction. Look at this example. This is a mixture. This mixture to make a mixed fruit drink, mango juice, pineapple juice and orange juice are mixed in the ratio 2 to 3 to 1. Mango juice, pineapple juice and orange juice are mixed in the ratio 2 to 3 to 1. Here two parts, here 3 parts, here 1 part. These 2 parts plus these 3 parts plus this 1 part form this mixture. Find the fraction of each type of juice in the drink. The ratio of mango juice to pineapple juice to orange juice ratio is 2 to 3 to 1. That means if there are 2 parts in mango juice, if there are 3 parts in pineapple juice, if there are 1 parts in orange juice, then the ratio is 2 to 3 to 1. the sum of the terms of the ratio. Get the sum of the terms of the ratio. What are the terms? 2, 3 and 1. Then the sum is 2 plus 3 plus 1. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Then total parts in this mixture. Total parts is 6. There are 6 parts in the mixture. The fraction of mango juice in the drink. Then we can write the fraction of mango juice by considering the number of parts. Mango juice, 2 parts are there. Whole mixture there are 6 parts. So you can write as a fraction. Numerator is 2, denominator is 6. 2 over 6. The fraction of pineapple juice in the drink. Pineapple juice there are 3 parts. Then numerator is 3. Denominator is 6. Then the fraction is 3 over 6. Orange juice, there is only 1 part. Total is 6 parts. So, numerator is 1. Denominator is 6. The fraction of orange juice is 1 over 6. 1 over 6. This way, we can write a ratio as a fraction. How to write the ratio as a fraction? Write the denominator by adding these components of the ratio. Add these component of the ratio and get the denominator. And numerator will be the part relevant to the each quantity. Let's see a problem in the exercise. Sudesh and Rahim shared some money. Sudesh received 450 while Rahim received 500 rupees. Write in the simplest form the ratio in which money was divided between them. We had to write in the simplest form. Sudesh received 450. Rahim received 500. So, Sudesh to Rahim 450 to 500. 450 to 500. We had to write in the simplest form. If you divide by 10, that means removing 1 0. Dividing by 10 means removing 1 0. If you remove 0 from this side, then remove a 0 from this side also. Cancel 0 from each component. Now 45 remain from here. 50 remain from here. This is not the simplest form yet. We can divide both components by 5. Divide 45 by 5. 5 into 9, 45. So, 5 into 9, 45. Here 9. Then 9. When you divide 50 by 5, 5 into 10, 50. So, here 10. So, what is the ratio in the simplest form? Ratio is 9 to 10. Ratio is 9 to 10. Write the amount Sudesh received as a fraction of the amount Rahim received. Write the amount Sudesh received. Write the amount Sudesh received as a fraction of the amount Rahim received. That means here numerator is Sudesh's part. Denominator is Rahim's part. Write the amount Sudesh received as a fraction of the amount Rahim received. Here, this is the numerator, this is the denominator. Sudesh over Rahim. Then, Sudesh part is Sudesh, 9 parts. So, 9, numerator 9. Rahim's part, Rahim, 10 parts. So, denominator is 10, 9 over 10. Problem number 2. What fraction of the total amount did Rahim receive? Total amount. Here 9 parts and 10 parts. What is the sum? 9 plus 10. They are asking about the total amount. Total amount 9 plus 10. 9 plus 10, 19. Okay. Then, what fraction of the total amount did Rahim receive? Rahim over total. Rahim or total. Rahim 10 parts. Can you see here? Rahim 10 parts. Then Rahim or total. Total means here 19 parts. Then 10 over 19. You can write. Here we compare Rahim's amount with the total. In the previous one we compare Sudesh amount with the Rahim's amount. Here with the total amount. Let's check this example. A stock of dry rations is distributed among 3 families A, B and C. The ratio A to B to C is 4 to 5 to 3. Express separately the quantity of dry rations received by each family as a fraction of whole stock. Each family means family A, family B and family C. So each family should be compared with the whole stock. How to get the total whole stock means here you have to compare A, B and C with the total. What is the total? 4 plus 5 plus 3. 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. So that is the total. 4 plus 5 plus 3. Now each family, then let's get family A first. Then A over total. A is 4 parts. Then 4 over total is 12. 4 over 12. Family B over total. Then B is 5. Total is 12. Then 5 over 12. C is 3. Then 3 over 12. That way we can compare. We can write separately the fraction received by each family as a fraction of the whole stock. Roman number 2. What fraction of amount that B received is the amount that A received? What fraction of the amount B received? B received is the amount that A received. They are asking about the fraction of the amount that B received. So B is the numerator. What fraction of the amount that B received? So B is the numerator. Is the amount that A received. You have to compare that the fraction of part of D, part of A. Compare the part of B with the part of A. So this is the numerator, this is the denominator. B over A. Fraction is B over A. B over A. So B, what is the amount? B 5. 5 parts. B 5 parts. A 4 parts. So B over A. B over A. A 4 parts. So 5 over 4. Next one. What fraction of the amount that C received? They are asking about C. What fraction of the amount C received? So this C is the numerator. Is the amount that A received. So A is the denominator. C over A. C over A. C over A. C means 3 parts. A means 4 parts. So 4 parts. 3 over 4. This way. Now you can compare amounts by other amounts also, and also you can compare the amounts with the total amount. There are 2 ways. Here in this Roman number 1 we compare amount with total. Here we compare each amount. Compare B with A. Compare C with A. That way. In a running event, Amashi ran 70 meters in the time that it took Gayani to run 40 meters. Amashi ran 70 meters. Gayani ran 40 meters. Write the ratio of the distance run by Amashi to that run by Gayani in its simplest form. Amashi to Gayani. Then you can label Amashi to Gayani 70 to 40. 70 to 40. Now you can divide both sides by 10. When you divide by 10, you can cut 1 0. When you divide other side by 10, you can cut 1 0. Then 7 remain from this side, 4 remain from this side, 7 to 4. So what is the answer? What is the ratio in the simplest form? 7 to 4. Using the above ratio, write as a fraction the distance run by Gayani in the time that Amashi runs 1 meter. Can you understand the question? Using the above ratio, write as a fraction the distance run by Gayani in the time that Amashi runs 1 meter. That means you have to get 1 in Amashi's side. Under the name of Amashi, you have to get 1. Amashi's amount should be 1 in this time. When Amashi's amount is 1, you have to write what is the amount of Gayani. So how to get 1 from Amashi? How to get 1 below the label of Amashi? Do this way. We have to get 1 for Amashi now. Then first write the ratio. Ratio is 7 to 4. How to get 1 from here? Amashi runs 1 meter. Then to get 1 from here, you have to divide 7 by 7. Then only you can get 1. If you divide this side by 7, to maintain the balance of this ratio, always when we writing equivalent ratios, how to get the equivalent ratios? You can multiply both sides by the same number, or you can divide both sides by the same number. So if you divide this side by this component by 7, you have to divide this component also by 7. So we want to get Amashi's part as 1. So divide 7 by 7. Then divide other side also by 7. 7 divided by 7, 1. So Amashi's part become 1. Gayani's part 4 over 7. So what is the answer? Using the above ratio, write as a fraction the distance run by Gayani in the time that Amashi runs 1 meter. Then distance run by Gayani is 4 over 7. This is the answer. 4 over 7. 4 over 7. When Amashi runs 1 meter, Gayani runs 4 over 7 meters. Let's move to next one. Write as a fraction the distance run by Amashi. The distance run by Amashi in the time that Gayani runs 1 meter. Now Gayani's part should be 1. Gayani's part should be 1. What we did in the previous one, here also write the ratio Amashi to Gayani 7 to 4. Now Gayani's part should be 1. So divide divide 4 by 4 to get 1, because we want to make Gayani's part as 1. So divide this side by 4. Remember that if you divide this side by 4, you have to divide the other side also by 4. Divide by 4. So when Gayani runs 1 meter, Amashi runs 4 over 7 meters. So this is the answer. What is the answer? Not the 4, 7. 7 now 4. 7 now 4 is the answer. 7 now 4. express the distance run by Amashi as a fraction of the total. Then you have to compare the Amashi's amount with the total. What is the total? 7 plus 4. 7 plus 4, 11. Total is 11. Amashi's part? 7. So what is the fraction? Fraction is Amashi over total. That means 7 over 11. Next one. Express the distance run by Gayani as a fraction of the total distance run by two of them. Express the distance run by Gayani. Gayani, 4 parts. 4 parts. Compare with the total. What is the total? Total is 11. 4 over 11. Then Gayani over total means 4 over 11. See this one. The floor area of a bedroom of a house is 3 over 2. Floor area of the bedroom. Bedroom floor area is 2 over 3. Of the area of the sitting room. The floor area of the bedroom of a house is 2 over 3 the floor area of the sitting room. What is the ratio of the floor area of the bedroom to that of sitting room? Here they have given as a fraction. You have to write that as a ratio. Write that as a ratio. Here bedroom to sitting room fraction is given. Bedroom here. Bedroom to sitting room. Bedroom to sitting room. Yeah, bedroom to sitting. So bedroom over sitting room. Bedroom over sitting room. The fraction is 2 over 3. That is given for us. Bedroom to sitting. The fraction is 2 over 3. Write that as a ratio. In Roman number 1, you have to write what is the ratio of the floor area of the bedroom to that of the sitting room. Bedroom to sitting room. Write the ratio. So, write each component below the label. Bedroom. What is the part of bedroom? Bedroom, 2 parts. Sitting room, 3 parts. So, bedroom, 2 parts. Sitting room, 3 parts. What is the ratio? 2 to 3. Ratio is 2 to 3. What is the fraction of the total floor area? Now, total floor area of the bedroom. Here bedroom, total floor area of the bedroom and the sitting room is the floor area of the sitting room. You have to compare the total floor area of the bedroom and sitting room with the floor area of the sitting room. Compare sitting room with total. Sitting room 3 parts. Sitting 3 parts. Total 2 plus 3. Total means 2 plus 3, 5. So sitting room over total. Sitting room or total 3 over 5. Total is 2 plus 3, 5. Sitting room over total 3 over 5. What fraction of the total floor area of the bedroom and sitting room is the difference between floor areas of these two rooms? What fraction of the total floor area? Total floor area of the bedroom and sitting, that means 2 plus 3, 5 room is the difference. So what is the difference? How to get the difference? Difference between floor areas of these two rooms. Here 3 parts, here 2 parts, sitting room 3 parts, bedroom 2 parts. So what is the difference? Difference means you have to get the subtracted value. 3 minus 2. Then 3 minus 2 is 1. Difference is 1. To get the total, add 3 plus 2, 5. Then 5. What is the fraction of total floor area of the bedroom and sitting room? Is the difference between the floor area of the two rooms. Then difference is 1. When you compare the difference with the total floor area, that is 1 over 5. 1 over 5. Dividing a profit. Dividing a profit. Our next part is dividing a profit. The method of dividing of profit. Dividing a profit. Here in next part, we find the ratio of dividing a profit of a certain company. Then the amount, we have to consider two things. We have to consider two things. What are the two things? When someone start a business, they invest some money. So we have to consider the amount invested. The amount invested and period of investment. Period of investment. Period of investment means how many months that his money was in the business. Amount of investment means what is the amount of money he invested for the business. Let's clarify this using examples. Here we have to get the product of amount of investment and period of investment. So how to get the ratio of dividing a profit? You have to get the product of amount of investment and period of investment. Amount into period. Okay, get that product. Let's clarify that using this example. Siripala starts a business in January by investing 30,000 rupees. His friend Hussein joins the business 2 months later by investing 24,000. And his friend Nadaraja joins the business 2 months after that by investing 60,000 rupees. Calculate the ratio in which the profit should be divided between them at the end of the year. Siripal, I will read that again. Now in the second time, try to understand. Siripal starts a business in January. In January means all the 12 months are there. This 30,000, his investment is 30,000. What is the amount of investment? The amount of investment is 30,000. That amount is in the business all the 12 months because he invested in the January. He invested in the January, so his money is in the business all the 12 months. So period is 12 months. Okay, remember that pay. What is his name? Siripal. Siripala's investment is 30,000. Period of investment, that means number of months, 12 months. His friend Hussein joins the business later. Hussein joins the business later, 2 months later. So after 2 months means that may be March 1st. January is over, February also over. After 2 months, then at the beginning of March 1st, 2 months later. 2 months later means his money was in the business only 10 months because he joined 2 months later. 2 months later by investing 24,000. His amount of investment is 24,000. Investment is 24,000. He put 24,000 for the business. And third one, his friend Nadaraja. Nadaraja joined the business 2 months after that. 2 months after that. 2 months after that means Hussein invested money in the March 1st. 2 months later. That means first 2 months is over. January, February is over. Then another 2 months means March and April also you have to remove. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 months you have to remove. Remove 4 months. Then that means if you remove 4 months, then January, February, March, April, then May 1st. May 1st. He invest money 60,000 after 4 months. That means May 1st. 2 months later. 2 months later. 2 months later here 2 months later means the total number of months 4 months. This 2 plus this 2 4 months. Then subtract 4 from 12. 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4 8. 8 means period of investment is 8. His money was in the business 8 months. His money was in the business 8 months. Okay. Then period of investment is 8. Calculate the ratio in which the profit should be divided between them at the end of the year. Now you know when we writing ratio, you have to get the product of amount and period. Amount into period. Let's write the labels, write the names. Siripala to Hussein to Nadaraja. Siripala to Hussein to Nadaraja. Siripala 30,000 and 12 months. 30,000 into 12. 30,000 into 12 is to Hussein. 24,000 invested, number of months 12. So 24,000 into 12. Nadaraja 60,000, 8 months. So 60,000 into 8. 60,000 into 8. So this way get the product. Now how to simplify? Here there are 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So put 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. After writing 4 zeros, here only 3 remains. Here 12 remains. 12 into 3, 36. So 360,000. Okay. Here how to simplify this? 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. After writing zeros, here only 1 remains. Here 24 remain. 24 into 1, 24. So 240,000. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. If you write 4 zeros, here only 6 remains. 6 into 8, 48. So 480,000. 480,000. Now you have to write that in the simplest form. How to write that in the simplest form? You can cancel out common zeros. Cancel out common zeros from all the 3 components. There are 3 components, 3 parts are there in this ratio. What is the maximum number of common zeros? Here you can take 4 zeros. Here also 4 zeros. Here also 4 zeros. So there are 4 common zeros. Cut that common zeros from all the 3. Cut the common zeros from all the 3. Okay. Then here 36 remains. Here 24 remains. Here 48 remains. Is there any number? All the 36, 24 and 48 are divisible. All are divisible by 12. So if you divide by 12, 12 into 3, 36. 12 into 2, 24. 12 into 4, 48. All are divisible by 12. So I divide all the 3 by 12. Then What is the ratio? 3 to 2 to 4. 3 to 2 to 4. The ratio in the simplest form is 3 to 2 to 4. So in this type of problems, when you write in the ratio, you have to multiply the amount invested by the period of investment and keep the answer in the simplest form. Look at this problem in the exercise. The manner in which two people invested money in a joint venture during same year is shown in the table. Two names are Sujit and Vijit. Sujit invested 18,000. Vijit invested 20,000. Sujit's date of investment is January 1st. January 1st means at the beginning of the year. So his money is in the business all the 12 months. January 1st means his money is in the business all the 12 months. So 12 months is the period of investment. Vijit invested April 1st. April 1st means at the beginning of the April. Then April is included. So you can count the number of months by April, May, that way. Count how many months are there. And the easier way is subtracting months. April 1st means in January his money was not in the business. January, February and March his money was not in the business. So there are 3 months. In that 3 months his money was not in the business. So reduce that 3 months. Total 12 months in the year. When you reduce 3 months, then his money was in the business. 12 minus 3 means 9 months. So period of investment is 9 months. Now you know to find the ratio you have to multiply these two. His amount is 18,000. 18,000 into 12. Vijit's amount is 20,000. 20,000 into 9. Get this product and write the answer in the simplest form. This way, Sujit 12 into 18,000. Vijit 9 into 20,000. Here from both parts you can cut these common zeros. You can take maximum 3 zeros from each side. Then 12 and 18 are there. 12 into 18. Here 9 and 20 are there. So 9 into 20. When you multiply 12 by 18, 260. When you multiply 9 by 20, that is 180. 260 into 180. 260 into 180. You can't keep the answer in this way because answer should be in the simplest form. So you can divide both sides by 4. Divide both sides by 4. 4 into 5, 20. 4 into 5, 20. 1 remain. 1 and 6 means 16. 4 into 4, 16. 16. 4, when you divide by 4, 4 into 4, 16. 4 into 4, 16. 2 remains. 2 and 0 means here 20. So 4 into what? 20. 4 into 5, 20. 4 into 5, 20. 54 to 45. We can divide 54 and 45 by 9. Let's divide 54 and 45 by 9. 9 into 6, 54. 9 into 6, 54. 9 into 6, 54. 9 into 5, 45. So this is the simplest form of the answer. What is the answer? 6 to 5. 6 to 5. Let's see this problem. Kamal and Sunil started a business on the 1st of January of a certain year by investing 24,000 and 30,000 respectively. That means Kamal invested 24,000. Sunil invested 30,000. Both of them invested money on the January 1st. So January 1st means all the 12 months are there. So period of investment of both of them is 12 months. 12. After 4 months, that means reduce that 4 months. 12 minus 4, 8. 12 minus 4, 8. Vimal's money was in the business how many months at the end of the year? Vimal's money was in the business 8 months. Vimal joined after 4 months. That means his money was in the business 8 months by investing 54,000. Now get the product. And write the ratio. After that, we can check the profit received by each of them. Let's find the ratio. Let's find the ratio first. Kamal is to Sunil is to Sunil is to Vimal. Kamal 24,000 into 12. 24,000 into 12. Sunil 30,000 into 12. 30,000 into 12. Vimal 54,000 into 8. After 4 months, then his money was in the business 8 months. 54,000 into 8. 54,000 into 8. This is the ratio. Let's multiply that. Here how many zeros? 1, 2, 3 zeros. First write that 3 zeros. Now multiply 24. Multiply 24 by 12. That is 288. 288. So what is the answer of this product? 288,000. Multiply this one. There are 4 zeros. Write that 4 zeros. Now here 3. 3 and 12. 3 into 12. 36. So answer is 360,000. This one. There are 3 zeros. Write that 3 zeros. Now multiply 54 by 8. 54 into 8 is 432. 432. Then the answer is 432,000. 432,000. Now check whether how many common zeros are there, because we want to simplify this ratio. How many common zeros? We can take 3 zeros from here. Here 4, here 3. So common zeros is only 3. 3. Cut from here also 3 zeros. From here also 3 zeros. Then here 288 remains. Here 360 remains. Here 432 remains. Now simplify. Now simplify all the 3 parts by divide by 8. Divide by 8 because all are divisible by 8. So I divide here by 8. When you divide by 8, 8 into 3, 24. 8 into 3, 24. Then 4 here. 4, 8 means 48. 8 into 6, 48. When you divide this part by 8, 8 into 4, 32. 8 into 4, 32. 32, that means 4 here. 4 0 means 40. 8 into 5, 40. 8 into 5, 40. Divide this one. 8. 8 into 5, 40. 8 into 5, 40. Then 3 remains. 3, 2 means 32. 8 into 4, 32. This way you can divide all the 3 parts by the same number. Now what remains? 36, 45, 54. Is there any common number which we can divide 36, 45 and 54? 36, 45 and 54 are divisible by 9. 9 into 4, 36. So write 4. 9 into 5, 45. So 5. 9 into 6, 54. Then 6 here. So what is the answer? Find the ratio which the profit should be divided between Kamal, Sunil and Vimal. So according to which ratio that profit should be divided? According to which ratio? In the ratio of 4 to 5 to 6. in the ratio of 4 to 5 to 6, the profit should be divided among that 3 persons. Find separately the amount received by each of them. Now we have to find here the profit is, now see this sentence, the profit from the business from the year was 180,000. You know, in a business, there's a certain profit at the end of the year. In the business, what is the profit? Do you know the profit? What is the profit of the business at the end of the year? Profit was 180,000. How to divide this profit? They can't equally divide because they invested different amounts. And time period also different. So there are three people here, 3 members here, but we can't divide this profit equally. Reason is their investments are different. Their period of investment also different. So how we divide the profit? We get the investment and we get the product of investment and period of investment, and by simplifying that get a ratio. According to this ratio, this profit should be divided. We don't divide equally. According to this ratio, if we divide this 180,000 into how many parts? 4 plus 5. Let's get the sum. 4 plus 5 plus 6. What is 4 plus 5 plus 6? 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 what? 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 6. 4 plus 5 plus 6. 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 6, 15. Then total number of parts, 15. We have to divide this profit into 15 parts. We have to divide this 180,000 into 15 parts. If we divide into 15 parts, Kamal will get 4 parts from them. Sunil will get 5 parts from them. Vimal will get 6 parts. Who will receive maximum? Vimal will get 6 parts. Vimal will get the maximum amount. Now let's find separately the amount received by each of them. How to find that? First you have to write them as a fraction. What is the fraction of Kamal? Kamal's fraction is, here Kamal's part is 4. Total parts. Here Kamal's part is 4. Total parts 15. So Kamal's fraction is 4 over 15. Sunil get 5 parts. Sunil's part is 5 over total parts 15. 5 over 15. Vimal 6 parts. Total parts 15. So 6 over 15. These are the fractions. So these fractions should be multiplied by this 180,000. Each fraction should be multiplied by 180,000. So how to find Kamal's part? 4 over 15 multiplied by 180,000. 4 over 15 multiplied by 180,000. How to get Sunil's part? 5 over 15 multiplied by 180,000. Vimal's part? 6 over 15 multiplied by 180,000. Let's see how to simplify that. You can divide by 15. How many 15s for there? 18. For 18 only 1 15. 15 means then 3 remains. 3 0 means 30. For 30, 2 15s. Then for this 0 no. For this 0 no. For this 0 no. then 12,000. 12,000. 4 into 12,000. 4 into 12,000. 48. Here 3 write these 3 zeros. Then 12 into 4, 48. 48,000. In here also now, here you cut. Then you can write the same thing here. 12,000. No need to write for each one separately. Now you know the answer. 12,000. 12,000. Okay. 5 into 12,000. 5 into 12,000. Write these 3 zeros. Here there are 3 zeros. Write that 3 zeros. Now 12 and 5 remains. 12 into 5, 60. So answer is 60,000. Here Vimal's part is 6 over 15. So 6 over 15 multiplied by 180,000. You know, if you simplify this one and this one, you will get 12,000 like previous one. So 12,000 into 6. Earlier one 12,000 into 4, then 12,000 into 5, now 12,000 into 6. Write these 3 zeros. 12 into 6, 72. So what is the answer? 72,000. 72,000. This way, if certain profit is in a business at the end of the year, we can divide that profit according to a certain ratio. What is that ratio? How to find that ratio? We can find that ratio considering their amount of investment and period of investment by getting the product of amount of investment and period of investment. Now let's move to next part, continued ratio. Continued ratio. What is that? Here in this first case, gravel and sand are there. How many pans of gravel are there? How many pans? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pans are there. How many pans of sand are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 pans are there. So you can write these two as a ratio, two quantities as a ratio. Gravel to sand is 5 to 3. Gravel to sand is 5 to 3. This way. Now let's get the next one. Consider this case. Sand. How many pans are there? 2 pans are there. 2 pans are there. Sand 2 pans. So 2. Cement 1 pan is there. So how to write this as a ratio? Sand to cement. Sand to cement 2 to 1. Sand to cement 2 to 1. Okay. This is the second ratio. Now there are two ratios. First one 5 to 3. Gravel to sand. Second one sand to cement 2 to 1. We want to combine this ratio. That is called as continued ratio. Here there are three things, gravel, sand and cement. Three things are there, gravel, sand and cement. We want to get the ratio of gravel to sand to cement. So how to combine this ratio with this ratio? Here we take equivalent ratios method. How to get equivalent ratios? We can get equivalent ratios by multiplying all the components by the same number or by dividing all the components by the same number. So we using equivalent ratios we can combine this ratio. Before that you have to consider the common thing in both ratios. What is the common thing in both ratios? Can you see here? In both ratios sand are there. In first ratio, sand 3. In the second ratio, sand 2 pans. So you have to get the LCM of 3 and 2. What is the least common multiple of 3 and 2? That is very easy. There are two small numbers. No? Without calculating also you can get. If we divide by 2, 3 is in the same way. When you divide 2 by 2, 1. Let's divide by 3. When you divide by 3, here 1, here 1. Then 2 into 3. In this side 2 and 3 are there. No? Then multiply that two numbers. After getting 1, 2 into 3. 6. So LCM is 6. So for both of them you have to get LCM 6. How to convert this 3 into 6? How to convert that 3 into 6? You can convert that 3 into 6 by multiplying by 2. 3 into 2 is 6. Okay. 3 into 2, 6. We want to convert this number into 6. So 3 multiplied by 2. If you multiply one part of the ratio by 2, you have to multiply the other part of the ratio also by 2. Okay. This way. Then in this step also, gravel to sand, write the three labels this way: gravel to sand to cement. Gravel in this ratio, gravel 5 parts, so write 5. Sand 3 parts, so write 3. Now we multiply it by 2, so this part multiply by 2 and this part also multiply by 2. Okay. Now we want to get the LCM of these two numbers. We want to get 6. We want to get 6 here. Here you got 6, but here you have to get 6. So 2 into what? 6. 2 into 3 is 6. So multiply this by 3. If you multiply this part by 3, you have to multiply the other part of the ratio also by 3. So 1 also multiply by 3. Here 2 to 1 multiply by 3. Then multiply by 3. Here also multiply by 3. Can you understand? This is a common one. Sand is common. So you have to get the LCM from both. Least common multiple in the middle. 3 into 2, 6. 2 into 3 also 6. You have to get a common number here for the sand. Then only you can combine. If here and here two numbers are different, then you can't combine the ratios. Okay. Why we write 2 to 1 here? Because second ratio is 2 to 1. Second ratio sand to cement. Sand to cement 1. Cement 1 part. Sand 2 parts. Cement 1 part. Therefore, I write this second line. I wrote this first line using this ratio. I wrote the second line using this ratio 2 to 1. Okay. Now we have to combine the ratios. Now easy. Very easy to combine. 5 into 2 is 10. 3 into 2 6. 2 into 3 6. So both are 6. So write 6 here. 1 into 3 3. So what is the combined ratio? 10 to 6 to 3. So what is the ratio of gravel to sand to cement? Gravel to sand to cement. The ratio is 10 to 6 to 3. I will recall the method again. First what you have to do is you have to think what is the common thing for the both ratios. And In that, get the LCM. Here 3, here 2 are there. Get the LCM of 3 and 2, that is 6. 6. So you want to make 6 here. To make 6 here, 3 multiply by 2. If you multiply this part by 2, other part of the same ratio also multiply by 2. Here you want to get 6, so 2 into 3, 6. If you multiply by 3, here also multiply by 3. Now get the equivalent ratios this way and multiply and get the answer. Let's see this example. A fertilizer is produced by combining nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. The ratio of nitrogen to phosphorus is 5 to 3. Nitrogen to phosphorus is 5 to 3. And the ratio of phosphorus to potassium is 6 to 1. Find the ratio of nitrogen to phosphorus to potassium. That means you have to combine three ratios. Combine two ratios together. Then I will take N for nitrogen, PHO for potassium and POT for PHO for phosphorus and POT for potassium. Then nitrogen to phosphorus 5 to 3. Phosphorus to potassium 6 to 1. These are the two ratios. Now we have to combine that 3, nitrogen to phosphorus to potassium. So let's write this way. Let's write the labels this way. Now let's get the first ratio 5 to 3. So below nitrogen 5. So below nitrogen I will write 5. Phosphorus 3. So phosphorus 3. I will write the first ratio this way. Second ratio is phosphorus to potassium 6 to 1. Phosphorus 6, potassium 1, 6 to 1. Second ratio is this one. Now what is common? What is common in both ratios? Phosphorus. Phosphorus. Here the second component. So 3 is phosphorus. Phosphorus is common. Here the first component. 6. Then phosphorus is common. We have to get the least common multiple for phosphorus. What is the LCM of phosphorus? Components of phosphorus 3 and 6. LCM of 3 and 6 is 6. If you want, you can divide and check. Least common multiple of 3 and 6 is 6. So you want to make here 6. Already 6 is in the second ratio. In the second ratio 6 is there. So no need to multiply this ratio. You can keep 6 to 1 in the same way. But here 3 is not there. 6 is not there. Then you have to convert that into 6. 3 into what? 6. 3 into 2, 6. Can you keep this way? You can't keep this way because whole ratio should be multiplied. Both left and right should be multiplied in the same ratio. So I will multiply this one also by 2. Now we wrote equivalent ratio for 5 to 3. This is the first ratio. First ratio is 5 to 3. So equivalent ratio can be obtained by multiplying both sides by the same number. Then let's write the combined ratio. 5 into 2, 10. 10 to 3 into 2, 6. Here also send 6 is common then. Then write the LCM here. 6. Here 1. Then what is the combined ratio? Nitrogen to phosphorus to potassium is 10 to 6 to 1. Let's take this example. In a certain farm, there are cattle, goats and hens. The ratio of the cattle to goats is 4 to 3. cattle to goats is 4 to 3. Briefly note down them. Then, and the ratio of cattle to hens is 2 to 7. Cattle to hens is 2 to 7. So they are the given things. Roman number 1, find the ratio of cattle to goats to hens. Write the labels cattle to goats to hens. Now we have to combine this ratio and this ratio. What is in common? I have used green color for the common thing. Common label is cattle. In this ratio also cattle is there. In this ratio also cattle is there. So you have to get the LCM of that. Cattle 4 here, cattle 2 here. You have to get the LCM of 4 and 2. What's the common LCM of 4 and 2? LCM of 4 and 2 is 4. So you have to make 4. First I will write here cattle to goats. Cattle to goats is 4 to 3. Okay. Second one, check that cattle to hens 2 to 7. Cattle 2. So below cattle write 2. Cattle to hens 2 to 7. Cattle 2. Hens 7. So here write 7. Here this will be blank here because the second ratio for is cattle to hens only. Previous one cattle to goats. Now this is the common one. LCM of 4 and 2 is 4. So here already 4 is there. Here you have to make 4. How to get 4? 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Can you keep this way? There are two components in this ratio. Now, if you multiply this side by 2, when we finding equivalent ratios, you have to multiply other side also by 2. Therefore, multiply this also by 2. Now, 2 into 2, 4. Here also 4. 4 is common. So, write 4 here. Here 3. Here 7 multiplied by 2, 14. So, what is the ratio? Cattle to goats to hens. 4 to 3 to 14. Ratio is 14. Roman number 2. If there are 105 animals of these 3 types, what is the total then? Total number of animals is 105. There are, if these 3 types in the farm, find separately the number of cattle, goats and hens. We have to find separately the number of cattle, goats and hens. Total is 105. First let's get the sum of 3 components of the ratio. 4 plus 3 plus 14. 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 14. 7 plus 14, 21. 21. So the total is 21. Total is 21. We can write cattle as a fraction. Part relevant to cattle is 4. So we can write that as a fraction 4 over 21. Goats 3. Then it is 3 over 21. Hence 14. So if we write that as a fraction, it is 14 over 21. Okay. Now we have to multiply all these 3 fractions by 105 animals. Total is 105 animals. So let's find the number of cattle. 4 over 21. This fraction 4 over 21 multiplied by 105. How to get goats? 3 over 21. 3 over 21 multiplied by 105. How to get hens? Hens 14. 14 or 21. 14 or 21 multiplied by 105. Now let's simplify. You will notice that let's divide by 3. 3 into 7. 3 into 3, 9. 1 remain. 1 and 5 means 3 into 1 and 5 means 15. Then 3 into 5, 15. 7 into what? 35. 7 into 5, 35. So, what is the answer? 4 multiplied by 5. 4 multiplied by 5, 20 cattle. 20 cattle. Now, you know when you divide 105 by 21, that is 5. Here we divided. So, directly you can divide here. Answer is 5. Because you got this answer here now. Then here also 5. Okay. Now 3 multiplied by 5. 3 multiplied by 5, 15. 14 multiplied by 5. 5 into 4, 20. Write 0. 2 remains. 5 into 1, 5. 5 plus 2, 70. So what is the number of what are the if you write separately the number of cattle, goats and hens, it will be 20 cattle, 15 goats and 70 hens. So what we did here, we combined the ratios and we wrote the fractions relevant to each part, each label, and after that we multiplied that fraction by the total. Total is 105. We multiplied that by the total. Swaminathan and Nasir are 3 friends who set up a joint venture. They shared the profit of their business as follows. Between Piyadasa and Nasir, the ratio 5 to 6. So you can write as Piyadasa to Nasir 5 to 6. And between Swaminathan and Nasir 4 to 5. So second ratio Swaminathan to Nasir 4 to 5. 4 to 5. Find the ratio in which profit was shared between Piyadasa and Swaminathan. Find the ratio in which profit was shared between Piyadasa and Swaminathan. Okay. First what we have to do is combine the ratios. Piyadasa to Nasir to Swaminathan. Piyadasa to Nasir to Swaminathan. Piyadasa to Nasir 5 to 6. Piyadasa to Nasir 5 to 6. Swaminathan to Nasir. Swaminathan to Nasir 4 to 5. How to write? How to insert that here? Swaminathan 4. So below Swaminathan write 4. Nasir 5. Where we write 5? Nasir 5. Nasir 5. Swaminathan 4. Swaminathan 4. Nasir 5. Nasir here. Okay. Now you have to find the LCM of 6 and 5 because 6 and 5 here in both ratios Nasir is there. So you have to get the LCM of the components relevant to Nasir. Nasir 6 and 5. So LCM of 6 and 5 is 30. If you want, you can find the least common multiply and check. That is 30. So how to get 30 from here? From how to convert these numbers into 30? 6 into 5 is 30. So multiply this by 5. If you multiply that by 5, if you multiply this side by 5, then you have to multiply this part also by 5. So I will write multiplication by 5 here also. Now 5 into what? 30. You have to make 30 here. 5 into 6, 30. So multiply by 6. When we writing equivalent ratios, if you multiply this side by 6, then you have to multiply this part also by 6. Therefore, I will multiply here also by 6. Now let's simplify. 5 into 5, 25. 6 into 5 and 5 into 6 both are 30. 4 into 6, 24. So what is the ratio? Piyadasa to Nasi to Swaminathan. The ratio is 25 to 30 to 24. Ratio is 25 to 30 to 24. But in this question, they ask find the ratio in which the profit was shared between Piyadasa and Swaminathan. Then Piyadasa and Swaminathan. Piyadasa 25. Swaminathan 24. So we can write this answer as Piyadasa to Swaminathan. The ratio is 25 to Piyadasa 25, Swaminathan 24. 25 to 24. Because they are asking about Piyadasa and Swaminathan only. So write relevant components. Problem number 2. If Piyadasa received 20,000 as a profit, calculate how much Swaminathan and Nasir received. Piyadasa received 20,000. You have to find the profit received by Swaminathan and Nasir. Piyadasa, when we think about the number of parts in the ratio of Piyadasa received 25. Piyadasa 25. So 25 parts. Piyadasa 25 parts. That 25 parts equal to, this 25 parts equal to 20,000. This should be 20,000. Okay, correct that as 20,000. 20,000. If Piyadasa received 20,000 as a profit, calculate how much Swaminathan and Nasir received. So 25 parts equal 20,000. Then how to find 5 parts? 1 parts. How to find 1 parts? 25 parts equal to 20,000. So you can write here 20. $25 parts equal 20,000. Now to get 1 part, you can divide both sides by 25. Divide both sides by 25. Divide 25 by 25. Then when you divide 25 by 25, that is 1. When you divide 25 by 20,000 by 25, 25 into 1, 420 not 25s. 400 there are 8. There are 425s. 400 there are 425s. So for 200 there are 825s. 8 here 0. 20,000 divided by 25. Okay, 800. This should be, I have to correct that. This should be 800. 800. Okay. So 1 part equal 800. 1 part equal 800. Now you know 1 part equal 800. This one 800. We also correct that as 800. Okay. 1 part equal 800. Swaminathan received 24 parts. So if you know 1 part as 800, then how to find 24 parts? 24 into 800. 24 multiplied by 800. Write these two zeros. I will cut this answer because earlier. Write these two zeros. Write these two zeros. These two zeros. 800 multiplied by 24. 8 into 4. 32. Write 2. Okay. 8 into 2. 16. 16 plus 3. 19. So what is the amount received by Swaminathan? 19,200. 19,200. Nasir received 30 parts. So 800 into 30. 800 into 30. I will cut this. 0, 0, 0. 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros. Here 8. 8 into 3, 24. So Nasir received 24,000. Now again look at the question. Swaminathan to Nasir ratio was 4 to 5. Swaminathan to Nasir 4 to 5. Piyadasa to Nasir 5 to 6. First write the two ratios. Now combine that ratios. Piyadasa to Nasir to Swaminathan. Piyadasa to Nasir 5 to 6. Swaminathan to Nasir 4 to 5. Swaminathan 4, Nasir 5. 4 to 5. Now get the LCM of 6 and 5, that is 30. Now make 30 from here. 6 into 5, 30. So multiply this part also by 5. 5 into 6, 30. So multiply this part also by 6. So when you multiply, you will get 25 to 30 to 24. Okay. Then they have given Piyadasa's part as 20,000. Piyadasa received 20,000 as the profit. So Piyadasa's part is 25. 25 parts, 20,000. You need to find one part. One part, to find one part, divide both sides of this equation by 25. Divide by 25, divide by 25. When you divide 20,000 by 25, that is 800. So one part is 800. Now using one part, you can find Swaminathan's and Nasir's part. Swaminathan received 24 parts. One part 800, then 24 parts. 800 into 24, that is 19,200. Nasir received 30 parts. One part 800, so 30 parts, 800 into 30, that is 24,000. Now let's see the summary of the lesson. When sharing profits of a joint venture, the invested amount of and the period of investment both are taken into consideration. What are the two things we consider? We consider invested amount and period of investment. Two things. These two things we consider. When calculating the ratio in profit should be shared in a joint venture, the invested amount is multiplied by the period of the investment. When the relationship between three quantities is given by two ratios, then we obtain the continued ratio of three quantities. Can you remember how we combined the two ratios and make a ratio? How to make a ratio by combining two ratios? That thing here they are talking. So these things we learn how to do.